it's a glorious day in the Taylor-Wellington house. And off the back of, probably hear everybody chatting away, on the back of such a great win earlier, had a beautiful coaching call, as I always do. Let me just turn the lights on and I'll get my bum parked in my seat. I was with one of our guys earlier and we were wrapping up April and what he'd achieved in April, and then basically setting the parameters and setting the goals for May. And one of the things that I've done for a lot of years is that very thing. So we do this weekly, monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly, yearly. So just a constant test of what's going well, what's not, what can we repeat this particular time through, what do we need to eradicate. There's the numbers and the data side of things. But more importantly, by my opinion and my experience, there's the human input, the emotional aspect, the spiritual, for some people, aspect to running their coaching business, and what that looks like, tastes like, and smells like. In fact, I'm going to take this off so you can be a little bit closer to my mouth. I'm going to take the fuzzy off. So I don't need that. I was going to go outside, but then Elaine was like, you know what? Why don't you do it in your office? So here I am. So after just having a few hours, to come away from that conversation, and the particular person that I spoke to, I said, you know what you've just shared and what we've gone through today, I'd love you to talk about it with the rest of Team Rich, because I think it's really insightful, it's really useful, it's a good reminder for some, and it's also something new that other people maybe need to do. So I just want to come and share with you that win, that insight that had this particular person that we look after crush April. That sounds so cheesy. Let's crush. Sounds so American. I love my American friends and stuff, by the way. But sometimes you guys use particular narratives and ways of describing things that over here in Britain, we go, yeah, just chill out, mate. You had a good fucking month, didn't you? Fucking crushed it. Let's fucking go. So this particular insight was around not the data side of the business. And we talked about, my expression of it was, well, if we just focus too much on like the data bro side of the business, then the business lacks this creative flair, this emotional substance that, let's be honest, people buy, people want to invest into, people want to be a part of. And that actually carries, in my opinion, more weight in the first instance than the data perspective. It actually feeds the data into the business, but it's a living, breathing entity. And unless the person that is the face of the business or doing the coaching if they're not in a state of mind, a state of being, a state of body, a state of energetic show up, non-performative show up, the business won't go where it needs to fucking be. And essentially that's what my dude that I was speaking to earlier that we look after shared with me. And he said, I know you want us to fucking do all this stuff. He said, but I've been really focusing on my visualizations and my manifestations this last while. And I was like, this makes my heart sing, makes my nipples a little bit hard, because I know that will produce great results. Now, when I talk about manifesting, I don't just mean you ask the universe or you put out good intention and then you don't do the work behind of it. Absolutely not. And that's certainly not the case for this particular person either. In fact, he's using it as a tool to calm his nervous system, to reset his nervous system. And he said this himself. He said, I know that all this is attached to my nervous system, and then my level of presence and my energetic show up is just going to be so much more punchy, so much more powerful because of me doing this. Yeah, baby. Of fucking course it is. Because people buy people. And I don't just mean in the business sense, I mean everywhere you go in life. Whether you're just nipping to the shops and you're picking up, tonight's dinner from Morrison's or Tesco's, and the people that you're walking amongst, and that little hello and that thank you and those small interactions that you have, that is an exchange of energy. That is an exchange of sometimes quiet, invisible, silent communication. People will tell you or not tell you, depending on who you are. They will say, I feel a certain way in your presence, right? And we always have the control or choice to dictate our environments, everything that we come into contact with each day. If you want to have an experience of life, of where everywhere you go, everything's exciting, everything's fun, everything's interactive, everything you want to lay your hands on and just feel fucking great about, you get to make a choice about that. If, on the other hand, you make a conscious decision, a conscious choice for everything to be hard, everything to be difficult, everything to be fucking challenging, then guess what? You'll get a fucking boatload more of that in return. It's very simple. Simple yes, easy no, which again is something I say quite a lot. So my point being is this person, this individual, I won't say his name. It's not that he'll get embarrassed. I just think it's a little bit crass sometimes, to talk about people's names in videos like this. He will openly admit that the shifts and the changes that we made over the last couple of months were purely based on the core things that we help people with, which is the belief, it's the mindset, it's the energetic show up. It's that punching through. Yeah, we've got the data, we've got the foundations of the coaching business, we know what we need to do, but how we do it, and in those micro moments and those micro expressions, when we're communicating with ourselves in the mirror internally, or when we're communicating with maybe potential client, maybe someone that's interested in what we do, the difference maker is going to be inside of what you think and feel about yourself, what you think and feel about the present moment, what you think and feel about the future. And that projection of internally held belief is going to be that difference maker. And that's a big part of what we talked about today on, his coaching call. And I said to him, look, man, I said, this repetition of repeating another month that's like, like it was his best month of the year so far, basically. And I said, if we're going to repeat that and make it bigger, I said, I really want you to focus in on this same stuff again and just keep gently, coaxing yourself forward on the patterns, the habits, the things you've been doing, because it's clearly fucking working. And I want more of that for you. So we need to keep that cranking. And so what's my lesson? What's my insight for you here today? Is yes, it's really important to focus on and have a picture of the numbers and the data inside of your business. Absolutely. If you have no clue about that stuff, then it can feel frustrating. Your business can almost feel a little bit like a jail. Like you're at the mercy of numbers and having to fulfill on certain things, but not really knowing what you need to do. So make sure you know that stuff. But once you've got those things set in place, then you can walk this, and again, it's what we talked about together. How I like to imagine it is, it's like this beautiful balancing beam or this line, right? Of where on one side, there's the data part of the business. And on the other side, there's this like hyper creative side of what I've seen a lot of coaches, not all coaches, because some are just very data, some very just science driven, factual based. And then, but a lot of the coaches that I tend to attract and I work with, have huge hearts and have this unclaimed creative part of themselves. And I want them to dance with that. I want them to, like, how I talked to my guy about it was that, like, if you can have your eyes on the data, but almost be like Neo in Matrix, of where he can fold so far backwards where he can touch the floor and bend bullets around his being because you're dancing with creativity, and then stand back up instantaneously, you're in such a wonderful place with your coaching business, in my experience, because there's such a wooden thing inside the coaching, coaching industry, of where people don't know how to ideate for themselves. They have to use AI to come up with, like, what shall I fucking talk about? They have to, because that removes all creativity, by the way. If you've already got your own great ideas and you're just looking to amplify it, expand, or just find some different words, use it a little bit, but don't take away all of your creativity. Use a thesaurus. You can get a lot out of a thesaurus. That's all we ever used to use before AI was a thing, just to come up with different words for describing certain things in marketing, in copy, in funnels, in videos. Read a thesaurus just for the fucking fun of it, which sounds super nerdy, but I'm going to go off on a different fucking tangent here, so I'm going to stop myself. Sometimes reading the thesaurus can just help with your communication, full stop, if your vocabulary is not very extensive. Maybe you didn't grow up in a rich part of the world. Maybe your education isn't fucking fantastic. Read a thesaurus. It'll do you a lot of fucking good. But being able to dance on both sides of that line, have your numbers in place, but then be able to bend and warp reality around your beliefs and the way that you see yourself and the way that you see the world. Ooh, that's the fucking juice right there. And that's where you'll be able to make as much money as you damn well please. I'd fucking love that for you. So I just wanted to share that today. These are just some of the real conversations, some of the real moments that happen inside the coaching, that we do with people and have done for a long time. These breakthrough moments of where guys will come onto calls, or they'll just share inside of the support channel or a team call or whatever it might be, or maybe a mastermind. It's like, okay, I fucking get it now. I'm seeing the matrix. I'm seeing all the little fucking green lines. I now see the possibility, because it was me that was holding me back. Not because the algorithms changed, not because, this funnel's not right, or the headline's not right, or fucking ads are not working. Screw all of that. That stuff doesn't matter. What really matters is you and this and what you project out into what's in front of you. Anyway, have a good one wherever you're up to. Love you loads. Bye.